Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been doing well. Today's video is going to be all about this Marge Sherwood Boston bag, and this is in the camel crinkle leather. I will link the reveal video up above, but I wanted to do a little more in-depth review as well as a what fits in this video. And yeah, I have to say I have used this bag for, oh my gosh, I think it's already been over a month at this point, and I really like it a lot. The color is everything to me, and I just love the functionality of this bag. I did add a little Hello Kitty charm on here, and I like that it complements the bag pretty well. This is one I got in Hawaii, and the Hello Kitty is kind of tan because she's a Hawaiian Hello Kitty, and I feel like she matches the bag very well. And on the front, you can see that there is very minimal branding. It just says Marge Sherwood embossed over there. And the backside is completely plain. There is no branding or anything like that. I really like the fact that it has two zippers right here. I just think having two zippers is a little bit more chic, and it kind of gives that extra flexibility. And I generally do kind of like the look of when zippers are at the top like this, rather than, for example, this way. So I don't know why, maybe that's just me, but I just kind of like the symmetry of how it looks when the two zippers are touching at the top in the center. So I try to keep it like this whenever possible. And yeah, the back side, it does have this little detail. I don't really know what this is called. I guess it's just a way for you to keep the handles together, and it is connected with a snap button closure. So you can just snap it together, and it really keeps the handles a little bit more secure. I really like having this, but I haven't really used it that often, but I really like having the option if I'm ever in a place where I need to keep them more together. But generally I would just say I kind of keep it back here off to the side a little bit. So that's kind of a 360 view of the bag overall. And it does not have any feet, so it is completely smooth at the bottom. So if that is a deal breaker for you, I would definitely keep that in mind. And I also know that this kind of crinkled aged leather look is not for everybody. They do have a lot of options for colors and different materials on their website. So they have this crinkle leather version. They also just have a smooth leather version if that's more your vibe. And then they have a suede or nubuck leather version that I really feel like is absolutely beautiful. That one I was very close to getting, but I just fell in love with this old armchairy look of a bag. I don't know why. And another thing I really appreciate about this bag is the handle drop. So it does fit very comfortably over my shoulder like that. You can see there is plenty of room, and it doesn't bulge out or anything. I will say though, if you have the bag fully stuffed, you can feel the bag kind of pop out just a little bit, but because of the shoulder drop, it really doesn't affect the functionality of the bag at all, or even carrying it. It's still very comfortable. It's just something that I noticed. Generally, I tend to keep this bag like maybe half full, like not full to the brim, and that's a great way for me to carry it. But the few times I've carried this bag like completely full, it's not uncomfortable, but I would say that it just feels like you can just feel it jutting out slightly more than usual, if that makes sense. So right now it's empty, and you can kind of like smush it to your body a little bit more, but when it's full, you can't do that. So that's what I mean. Let's look at the inside really quickly. So the zippers are very smooth. Inside I have the dust bag. So this is what the dust bag looks like. It's pretty nice, just a very standard dust bag. And this is the interior of the bag. So it might be hard to see, but the interior is this kind of twill cotton lining. It's not leather, so definitely keep that in mind. And it does say Marge Sherwood, and it's kind of printed along the side in black. So it is kind of hard to see. And then it does have one zipper pocket back here. So hopefully you can see that. It's pretty generous. I would say you can definitely fit cash, cards, anything small that you didn't want to get lost in the bag, you can certainly fit in here. And this little tag up here says Marge Sherwood made in Korea, and that is in silver foil. The other side of the bag just has a plain pocket right here, and it's just a flat pocket. What do I have in here? Oh, I actually have a mask in here. It blends in because it's black, and it is trimmed with the same color leather of the bag. So you can easily find the pocket because of the trim, but the actual pocket is the same black twill cotton material that is on the inside of the bags. I would say pretty similar to the zippered pocket. You could definitely fit cash, cards, anything small that you wanted easy access to. And I think this is nice. I almost always have my phone in my hand or my jacket pocket, but this could be a really good place to keep your phone because there's no outside pockets on this bag. So sometimes it is nice to have an easy inside pocket where you can keep your phone, if that makes sense. I would say design-wise, the two things that I could see people not liking are the fact that it doesn't have feet and the fact that there is no outside pocket. So those are two things I think you should keep in mind. Other than that, if those things don't bother you too much, I have to say, like, I fully recommend this bag. I really, really love the minimal aesthetic look of it. And not to sound like a broken record, but this color is pretty much the reason why I ended up buying this bag. I will say, I think that this particular silhouette is very easy to find. So you can find way different price ranges for this particular silhouette. And I'm talking about like a shoulder bag that's a little bit more rectangular, a little bit more square, very simple kind of bag. So I originally was really drawn to the Miu Miu Bow bag. As I mentioned in the reveal video for this, it did not fit comfortably over my shoulder. And so I was not going to pay, $4,000 for a bag that didn't fit comfortably over my shoulder. But I know Kate does a bag similar to this. The Row does a very similar bag to this. So there are a lot of brands out there where if you were kind of interested in this particular aesthetic, this particular design of a shoulder bag, you can definitely find them at multiple different price points. So if you had the money and you really wanted to go all out, you definitely could. If you wanted to save a little bit more money like I did in this case and find something under $400, I think the MARGE Sherwood Boston bag is a really, really great option for this particular style. I'm really drawn to one of their other bags that I keep trying to talk myself out of buying, you guys, but I think I'm going to do it. I just don't know. They're actually doing a promo right now. This video is not sponsored, by the way. They literally have no idea who I am. MARGE Sherwood is a huge brand in Korea. I'm just sharing some information because I tried to do a lot of research before I bought this bag. I did find out that they have a pop-up right now in New York, and I think it's going to the end of June. So if you're in the tri-state area, definitely check that out. And they listed on their social media that they're doing a promo during the pop-up where if you purchase from their website, you can get free shipping or something like that. I don't know the exact details, but I remember thinking, ooh, this might be a good excuse for me to do a little bit of shopping. So we'll see if that actually happens. So yeah, I wanted to get this video up and out there while the promo was going on. I think I've gone over all the features, like the outside and the inside. Let me move on to a what fits and a what doesn't fit. And I will also do mod shots later. The most important thing that doesn't fit in this bag is the laptop. And I have my laptop right here. This is just a MacBook Air. It's a 13-inch, and it does kind of look like it might fit, but it doesn't. So let me try to zip it up for you guys. So I'm struggling because the corner just doesn't really get in. And even, I don't really want to force it, but this is like kind of how it looks. And I don't really love the way this looks. I think obviously if you're in a pinch and you have a 13-inch MacBook Air and you really need to take it with you in this bag, you can make it work, but it's not very comfortable. And it just juts out in the corner right there, and it's not a good fit. And I knew that going into buying this bag because I definitely looked at the measurements carefully and I realized that it would not fit my MacBook Air. I do kind of wish it did fit because I would love to have just a second work bag or just an alternative to my work bag, but it really can fit a lot of things that just isn't your computer. So for example, let's see here. I have my full-size wallet right here. I have a Kindle. I have my mini pochette. I have my keys, a hand cream, battery charger, sunglass case, hand sanitizer, bag clip, earphones, Bostia full of change, a lipstick, and everything fits. And you still have so much extra space. I'm trying to think what else I could probably fit in here. You could probably fit reading glasses. I'm not the kind of person to carry a full-size perfume bottle with me, but you could definitely fit a full-size perfume in here for sure. And yeah, so the capacity, I would say overall is really great. If you don't mind the fact that it doesn't completely fit your laptop, I think this is like a great bag. I will say it is a little bit heavy. Like any bag, if you put a lot of things in it, it is going to feel heavy after a while. But just the fact that it can fit this much, still have room to spare, still fit comfortably over my shoulder, I think it's a great, great feature. Yeah, so if you are lucky enough to not have to lug your laptop to work every single day, I feel like this would be an excellent work bag. So yeah, 1 month in, kind of first impressions, I have to say I absolutely love this bag. I have no regrets in buying it. The color is everything to me. This is a really great everyday size. I love how much it can hold. And especially as someone who lives in a city, I either walk, take public transit, or take Ubers everywhere. Sometimes it is nice when I'm going to be out all day to be able to have all the things that I think I might need for the entire day with me. So I really like that comfort in being able to carry all that stuff. And I also feel like while this is definitely a more casual bag, you know, like I wouldn't take this out to a fancy dinner or anything. I still think it looks very nice. It's still like a very chic bag, right? Like I'm not just like carrying a tote bag around. Like this is a leather bag. It is very well designed and it feels very, very good and comfortable to carry. So let me do some quick measurements for you guys. So the approximate measurement from side to side is going to be about 13 inches, as you can see right there. I'm gonna do two top to bottom measurements. So I'm gonna do just where the seam ends right here. So this is the top of where the leather seam ends at the very, very top. To the bottom is about just under 8 inches. But depending on what you carry in the bag, and if it is a little bit more smushy because you don't have it completely full, I feel like you do have a little bit of extra give at the very top. So you could do from here to here, and that would be a little bit closer to 9 inches. But again, that would be only saying if this part at the very bottom wasn't completely full, so that you have this top part where there's like a little bit more smushiness and give. The depth of the bag at the very bottom is just a little bit over 4 inches right there, as you can see. And then the handle drop, which is probably one of the most important things about the bag for me, is over 9 inches. So hopefully you can see that at the very top right there where I'm holding my thumb to the top of the bag is about 9 inches. And I feel like I'm fine with 8, like 8 can work, but I would say 9 and higher is kind of my sweet spot for like a really comfortable shoulder drop. Yeah, it is a little bit tricky because the edges are all rounded and it is kind of a smushy moldable bag. That's why originally I was hopeful that my laptop could fit, but as you can see, the laptop like doesn't really fit very well. So yeah, that is about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. And if you would also subscribe to my channel, that would really mean the world to me. If you have any questions about this bag, things that I didn't go over that you want to know about, please let me know in the comments and I will do my best to respond. And with that, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.